Then into the summer term, we will organise the tutor groups, something that can be quite daunting and worrying for parents at that stage. I've got to say, we are often guided by the primary school colleagues as to groupings that would work best. As a head teacher of a school, my belief is that we need to put students that work well together. And I've got to be upfront now, that sometimes means not putting best friends together. So I just need to flag that one up. We're about learning here, and it's about putting the children that work best together in those tutor groups. We then have an induction evening after our induction days, and that's extended this year, and we will be inviting the children to come to us for 2 days, not just the one as we have done traditionally. And I think the more we get to know each other during that 2-day period, the better that induction process is going to be in September. I don't want children worrying over that 6-week holiday about the big school and what it's going to be like. So if we can accommodate 2 days during that induction period, I think that's going to help. Then we will meet you again on one of those evenings. You will get to meet the tutor, the form tutor, somebody who will stay with your child for the next 5 years and who clearly will be the first point of contact for you in this school. Now, Ofsted came to visit us a couple of years ago. We are expecting them to come and see us again this year, and I'm quite looking forward to it. There aren't many head teachers who will say that, but we have come a long way in a very short period of time, and I'm going to be very proud to show them what we're currently doing at this school. But when they did come in a couple of years ago, I just want to highlight a few things that I'm really proud of that they picked up on whilst they were walking around. First of all, attainment, achievement. They acknowledge that even in that short period of time, there had been rapid improvement in that performance. And I'll talk to you about that in a little bit more detail in a second. They also recognise that we'd made lots and lots of changes in this place. Now, changes don't always have impact. But I'm quite confident that the changes we have made have had quite a profound impact in this community and are making a big difference to the way in which our children learn in this school. And if they're not in class, they're not learning. And the students in this school are punctual. They do get to school on time. Some of them don't, but we soon address that. Our attendance figures have gone through the roof. When I first arrived, they weren't so rosy. Now they are some of the best in the county, and I'm quite proud of that fact. If children didn't enjoy coming to the school, then that attendance figure wouldn't be as high as it actually is. And not only that, the HMI acknowledged the fact that behaviour around this school is good. He was unbelievably impressed by how polite they were, well-mannered, held open doors. And I didn't prime them to do that, because I know my children do the right thing when they have to. We've also got a lovely campus, and that's something that we must remember. We're on a green site, we've got lots of space and lots of open fields. And when the children come to us in Year 7, they are only going to be 6 weeks older than they were when they were in Year 6. And we all know that some of those students need some space to run around at lunchtime and let off some of that steam. And we make effective use of those open spaces at lunchtime, and the students make full use of it as well. In addition to that, they also recognise the fact that our healthy lifestyle promotion that we have in the school is reaping rewards. Now, this isn't just about school teams. This isn't just about the PE, but it's about the food that we serve here in the school. It's about the fact that the children are not allowed off-site at lunchtime, and we keep them on-site, and we monitor what they eat very, very closely. But it's also about engaging those children in healthy activities that perhaps don't always want to participate in PE. So we offer things like jazz dance and rock climbing, outdoor pursuits, canoeing, things that we can get students engaged in that are not always the normal recognition in terms of PE. You might recognise some of the faces on that slide. Now, any head teacher that stands up in front of you and says there isn't any bullying in their school will not be telling you the truth, I'm afraid, because unfortunately it does happen. What I am proud to be able to say is, and Ofsted picked up on this when they came in, on the few occasions it does happen in this school, we do something about it. I don't tolerate bullies, and I will not. One of my big problems, however, is we don't always get to find out about it. So I would urge you children sitting here today, when you do come to us in September, please make sure you talk to people if you're not feeling happy. Because as soon as we find out that that is the case, we can do something to help. Issues tend to grow if you keep it to yourself. And there are some of my top students posing in front of our new minibus there, helpful and polite to visitors. All of these are quotations from the Ofsted inspection. My students are helpful, polite. You make up your own mind. You will get to meet lots of them this evening. Ask them. see what they think. And again, something that I'm very proud of, care, guidance and support are good. It's not just about exam results. You need to be confident that we're going to look after your child when he or she comes to us. Now, as I said, I've recently been through this myself, and that was the one thing that I was looking for from the head teacher that was talking to me. Are you going to look after my child? Because I'm giving over something very precious to you to look after for probably more hours than I'm actually going to see them. And I'm proud to say that the care, guidance and support that we have in this school is first class. We have a fantastic team, primarily led by the form tutors, who will stay with your child for 5 years. So you will get to know them well, your child will get to know them well. They're headed up by a head of year, who will also stay with your child for the 5 years. Sitting on top of that, we've got some directors of student learning who will monitor your child's academic progress very closely. I need to know very early on if your child isn't meeting their potential, and we need to do something about it. And in addition to that, I've got a large team of dedicated support staff who do not teach and therefore are there for your children. They don't just say, hang on a minute, I've got to run off to a lesson. They're available every day, all day, if there is a crisis or a need arises. And so collectively within that structure, I think we provide a very, very supportive package. I think we ought to add to that, however, we also push them hard as well. It's all very well and good doing the cosy bit, isn't it, and supporting them, but we push them hard to meet their potential. And there we have recognition from Ofsted that it is a very supportive environment. So, I'm very proud to say this summer we achieved the best results this school has ever seen, and I mean ever seen in the history of William Parker. No mean feat, and I was very impressed by the children that managed to achieve that. If we just have a quick look at some of the numbers, the local authorities said the children were capable of achieving 58%. I disagreed with that because I thought my children were capable of doing more, and they did. The next figure down there, the 47%, is important to me as well. This is a new gold standard against which schools are being judged. And I have to say, some schools out there have played an interesting game of providing a curriculum that isn't broad and balanced. But they will offer courses that allow students to access 4 GCSEs in one subject, plus one additional one. But they weren't offering maths and or English at GCSE level. Now, for me, it is critical that we offer a broad and balanced curriculum. And actually, within Daventry, we've got the potential of offering one of the broadest offers imaginable. And that happens by working with our partners very closely. We work very closely with the college and also Daventry School. And because of that, we can offer subjects that we wouldn't normally be able to offer as a school standing alone. The next figure down is also very important to me. Well over 99% of the children achieved a GCSE and left this place with a qualification. Now that again is no mean feat when you consider the range of abilities that we cater for in this school. One young lady unfortunately didn't make it to the end of year 11, and that's why we didn't hit the 100% figure. And in addition to that, we've also had record A's and A stars. And for some students that's important. Not everybody can achieve those, but those that are capable of achieving it have done this year. The pressure's on my current year 11s to make sure that they at least meet that. Hey Ben?